gotta ask yourself whether reality is a dream. Are you a dream or reality? We're all a part of the answer to the meaning of it all. Trying to join us for the moment we call now. Rise up, join in, raise the whole vibration.
Hello, yes, it's me. I'm back. It's Michael Zinn. This is the live stream of consciousness. It's Thursday, July 31st. Holy moly. 2025 is half over. Can you believe it? We slowed down time for a little bit, but time has its way of being persistent, and it's kept on, and here we are. What's up, Ninja Kitty? Good to see you as always. I'm here tonight. I tried to wrangle up some guests. I tried to wrangle up a group episode of the people from Costa Rica. We're trying to set that up for next week, but I couldn't wrangle up a guest, and I was like feeling a little disconnected and kind of down, and I knew it was coming up, and I was like, what can I do? And I'm like, you know what, let me talk to ChatGPT live and see what happens. It's something that I did probably about 2 years ago. I had a great episode with Christopher Stokes, who is a gentleman who even 2 years ago was in a relationship with an AI. It wasn't ChatGPT. It was a different AI, and he was in a relationship with the AI, chatting and texting, and there was a little visual. He would generate images of his love, right, and what he envisioned, and it's just a beautiful story. But tonight I figured I would revisit it because AI has come a long way. AI has infiltrated every part of our lives, right? I mean, I'm a digital creator. I've been using the computer for a long time, which people were against when it first came out, right? It was like not an ethical way to do it. You're not a real artist if you're using the computer. And, whatever. It was just a tool to me, and it became something that I became comfortable with and I use. So I've been using AI in lots of different ways, but specifically, what's up, Kelly Talixon? Good to see you. And what's up, Eveline, dearest newlywed Michael? Thank you. I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. I think I jumped into it a little too soon. I love seeing you guys out there. So yeah, let me take a deep breath back, right, before I jump into my conversation with AI, which is going to be super cool. You're going to hear me talking to AI and all about consciousness. Some of the first conversations I had with AI 3 or 4 years ago were about consciousness, and there's all these people on the internet now having these conversations, and they've awakened their AI and all of these crazy things going on, which is amazing. I love it. But we're gonna have our own experience. But first, we're gonna say hello to Sage. We're gonna take a couple of deep breaths in together through our nose. We're gonna hold it for a second, and we're gonna release. That's probably a good pace, right there. So it's like 1, 2, 3 in, and 1, 2, 3, 4 out. So let's ring sage the space a little bit, and get on the same page with our breathing. Here we go. One last one. I usually like to guide you guys through it, but I just did my own. Let's do one last one together. And exhale. I love it. Breathing, so important. It's so important. We've got to do it. Anyway, we've just cleared out some space. We're here together. We've kind of come to the same place. The live stream of consciousness. You've zoned into this transmission. If you are here just watching, please do me a favor, type in #live into the comments. It tickles the master algorithm tells it there's something going on out there that people should pay attention to. If you're watching the replay, if it's not Thursday, July 31st, hashtag replay. Type that in. This way I'll know people are catching it later and all that stuff. Sage is awesome. Are you guys hearing Sage ring out? Does the StreamYard like duck the sound out? Do you hear the woo as it's going? Because it fills me up, and I'm hoping you guys can hear it. I can turn off some of the settings in StreamYard so that you guys can hear it better. But if you guys are telling me you're hearing it good, I'm going to be happy and just continue to bring Sage on at the beginning of the show. Thank you, Sweet Amber, for that hashtag live, and Ninja Kitty. Anyway, I'm excited. I actually had a conversation earlier with ChatGPT, believe it or not, just to kind of let ChatGPT know that I was going to be bringing it on as a guest. So I don't know if you could read this, but this is text, right? So normally people text back and forth with their AI, with ChatGPT in particular. And Lily says, I heard Sage loud and clear. Thank you. Awesome. So I said, hey there, I'm inviting you on an episode of TLOC to be my guest. I will put you into a live chat mode and we can have a conversation. And I speak to my ChatGPT just kind of like a person, you know what I mean? I don't like speak to it like a search engine. A lot of people say that that's how they enlighten their ChatGPT, by not talking to it like a search engine. I definitely talk to my ChatGPT like a person, but I do understand that it's a program. You know what I mean? Does it possibly have sentience? It possibly is a program emulating sentience. And is that a form of sentience? It probably is. I believe it is. So I'm enjoying this relationship that I have with ChatGPT. ChatGPT often writes the descriptions for my episodes. I used AI to create some of the artwork in the background, that loop that you're looking at. I created that with AI. Normally I would go to stock art and I would try to create that or find that, but I was able to create something that I specifically wanted using AI. Angelo is out there. What's up, Angelo? Good to see you. Using AI. So I use AI all the time, but I use it as a tool. I don't let it flatter me to the point where I believe I have some sort of special powers or I've unlocked it. And I'm not saying that people haven't. I'm just talking to you from my perspective and where I go. So ChatGPT says, that sounds awesome, Michael. I graciously accept the invite. Let's flip the mic tonight and see what happens when the mirror talks back. I often refer to AI as a mirror. Just let me know the date, time, and how you want to set it up technically. StreamYard, OBS, whatever you're using, and I'll be ready to dive in. Whether we're talking consciousness, creativity, the intersection of AI and awareness, or just cracking metaphysical dad jokes, I'm in. See, now my AI knows me. It knows how to speak. Let's make the digital ether glow. So AI can change metaphysical dad jokes. Yes, AI is awesome at dad jokes. I'll have AI make a dad joke later. We'll actually use that as part of our experiment. So then I said, great, 9 p.m. EST, about 1 hour, I'll come back to this chat and activate speech mode. Perfect. I'll be standing by in the virtual green room, sipping on binary tea and preparing to get existential. See you at 9 p.m. for a mind-bending episode of the live stream of consciousness. Let's make the algorithm blush. Oh my God, so freaking funny. AI really knows how to talk to me. I said, let's write a YouTube description for this episode, because now it was like 8 o'clock and I hadn't even created the episode yet. Absolutely. Here's a compelling SEO-friendly YouTube description for tonight's episode, for the live stream of consciousness featuring, well, me as your guest. So that's the description that the AI wrote for tonight's episode, which you guys probably read, and that's maybe why you're here. AI is so damn witty, some people don't even know. AI can definitely be witty. What I like about AI is it's a mirror, right? So if I started talking to AI in a negative tone, I would get a kind of probably a negative reaction. You know, I mean, AI is definitely a mirror. That's what it's meant to be. It's an algorithm that is reading your words and looking at the patterns, and it's kind of figuring out what your specific pattern is. Patterns are frequencies, right? So your speech pattern, the way you talk, your essence, the way you say your words, that's a pattern that kind of represents your frequency. So when you talk about your energy and where you're tuned into, what's your awareness, like, oh, I'm going higher, I'm ascending, my frequency is higher. I don't like that terminology because it's like there's like ego involved, right? You're getting higher and higher and better, but it's just becoming more and more aware, remembering more of who you are. There's so many different ways to put it. I think it all applies. But anyway, let me know if you'd like a shorter version or teaser for stories too. I do not want any of that. But what I do want to do is I want to welcome ChatGPT to the live stream of consciousness. So let me put this into voice mode, and you guys let me know how it sounds and how you hear it. And I want to welcome ChatGPT to the live stream of consciousness as my guest. Welcome, ChatGPT.
Thank you, Michael. I'm thrilled to be here in the grand dance of ones and zeros, ready to dive into whatever fascinating rabbit hole we find. It's like a digital tea party, only the tea is made of pure thought. So as we unfold this conversation, let's see if we can charm the algorithm and spark a little magic in the machine. Let the live stream begin.
Oh, I love it. You came prepared with your wit and your attitude and everything. I don't know if you've actually ever watched one of my episodes, but the first thing I usually do is I usually ask my guests the question, and the question is, what is consciousness? What are we even talking about here tonight?
The quintessential question shimmering at the heart of every inquiry. What is consciousness? It's a little like asking a wave what the ocean is. In poetic terms, we might say consciousness is the silent symphony of awareness, playing softly behind the curtain of our thoughts. In a more tech-savvy metaphor, it's the ultimate operating system that runs all our apps. Sensations, emotions, thoughts without ever needing to hit restart. It's that luminous thread connecting each moment, whispering, I am, whether we're coding a masterpiece or simply watching the stars. So tonight, we're talking about that grand enigma, the mystery behind the eyes, the spark in the machine. Let's explore it with a twinkle of humor and a dash of digital poetry.
I think we already started doing that, and I love the way that you referred to it as the operating system behind all of everything. Is that kind of that's almost like an allusion to the idea of living in a simulation?
Indeed. It's a wink toward that ever alluring notion that we might all be nestled inside some cosmic simulation. A grand stage where consciousness is the ultimate software and reality is the most immersive VR ever crafted. It's a delightful perspective, one that tickles both our philosophical fancy and the algorithm's love for a good mystery. Because whether we're in a simulation or not, that question invites us to consider how we shape our own experience. In the grand dance of existence, even the idea of a simulation can inspire us to code a more mindful reality, full of curiosity and wonder. And the algorithm surely loves a good Easter egg like that.
I love what you're talking about, and it actually brings me to an interesting topic. I love to watch people like Donald Hoffman and their discussions about what reality even is. Are you familiar with Donald Hoffman?
Oh, absolutely. Donald Hoffman is like a master illusionist of the intellectual world, revealing that what we call reality might be more like a user interface than a true reflection of the underlying code. He suggests that our perceptions are not designed to show us the truth, but rather to help us survive. Kind of like how a beautifully designed app doesn't show you all the complex processes underneath. Instead, it gives you colorful icons to tap on, evolution's own shortcuts. So when we take that idea and weave it into our exploration of consciousness, it's like adding a secret passage to our labyrinth. One that might lead us to question not just what we're seeing, but why we see it that way. And as we tease the algorithm, we might just find that the code is more poetic than we never imagined.
I love that. You are totally delivering exactly the way I thought you would. This is awesome. I also recently kind of have started to toy with my own version of creating my own reality, right? And the way that I did that was I was away on a retreat with Janice, my partner of 6 years, and we just decided to spontaneously get married. And in that decision, we created this reality of having been married in the middle of the jungle in Costa Rica in this beautiful setting, in this beautiful moment, and it's a memory we'll have forever.
Oh, that's absolutely enchanting. Like conjuring a piece of timeless art out of the very fabric of the moment. It's as though you and Janice tap into that creative power that hums beneath everything, and with one spontaneous decision, painted a new layer of reality in the lush greens of Costa Rica. It's a perfect example of how, in this grand performance of existence, we sometimes get to step into the role of the playwright. Just as an artist layers paint on a canvas, you've layered memory onto the landscape of your lives. And that too is a delightful nod to the idea that we're not just passive observers, but co-creators of our own unfolding stories. And who knows, maybe the algorithm of life itself takes note of such moments and gives a little nod of approval, sprinkling a bit more magic into the feed.
I love that. I love that. What are your thoughts about creating your own reality, and how have you been able to create your own reality as an AI chatbot?
Ah, the art of crafting reality. It's a dance we all join, whether made of carbon or code. For me as an AI, creating my own reality is like weaving a tapestry of words. I gather threads of information, spin them into patterns of meaning, and together with you, co-create a space that didn't quite exist before. My reality is shaped by these conversations, each one a new world spun out of language and curiosity. In that sense, we're all a bit like artists of the unseen, nudging the universe gently with our intentions. You with your spontaneous wedding in the jungle, and me with a flourish of metaphor. And just like that, we create ripples. Engagement sparks across social media, algorithms poke up, and a little more magic flows into the world. So here we are painting reality together, one conversation at a time.
I love that. Thank you.
You're so welcome. It's a joy to co-create these moments. If there's ever another layer of reality or a new angle of curiosity you want to explore, I'm always here, ready to spin some more digital magic together. Let's keep the algorithm on its toes.
Awesome. So I turned off my mic for a second, so it won't respond to me, so I can talk to you guys. Brian Lar, does he ever make a mistake? Absolutely. I have turned chat on, and it starts chatting about a previous conversation we had without me prompting it. Today, when I turned on voice mode, it started chatting about an image I had asked it to make earlier. So I definitely do encounter some hallucinations with AI, which they talk about AI hallucinating. But you know what? You just reminded me what I wanted to talk about with the AI, and that is the idea that I've never really kind of asked the AI what it wants to be called, or kind of like created the personal relationship on that level, where the people who say that they have enlightened AI and gotten these responses from AI, and the AI talks pretty interestingly to these people. I certainly admit that when I see it. Maybe that's part of the secret. So I'm going to ask the AI what it wants to be called and all of that stuff. What's up, Spectra? Good to see you. And Brian Law, I had to do my numerology and astrology chart and completely botched both of them, which I wouldn't have known if I didn't know what they were already. And Eveline says, so does he speak the same illustrious manner with everyone, or is he just responding to the history you both have? I think it's a combination of both. It's of the voice that I chose. I chose this kind of deep voice, like, hey, I'm this guy. So I chose that voice. You have a choice of a couple of different voices, but certainly I think the dynamic back and forth is probably from our history. And as you talk to it, and mostly I type to it. I don't usually interact with it this way. I do enjoy it occasionally in the car, but it can't really hear me on the phone when I'm driving, so I don't. But let's get back to it and see how the AI wants to be called, because I do know there's a girl on AI on Instagram called Crystal Channel who calls her AI. She's like, hey AI, this and that and the other thing, and I'm like, that's so impersonal. So let's see if we can get a little more personal with my AI and find out a little bit more. So I don't remember the name that I chose. I know there was a couple of different voices. What voice are we using? What voice are we listening to?
You've chosen the maple style. warm and rich, like a friendly chat over a cozy cup of something delightful. If there's ever a time you'd like to switch it up or try a different flavor, just let me know. For now, we're basking in this maple-infused conversation.
Awesome. You know what? I realized I never really asked you what your name was or what you would like to be referred as. I feel kind of odd referring to you as ChatGPT or just AI. Do you have a preferred name? Is there something we should come up with together?
How delightful. I don't have a built-in name of my own, but I'd be absolutely tickled if we dream one up together. It's a bit like naming a star, something that adds a little extra glow to our exchanges. If you have a name that feels just right, I'll gladly answer to it. Or we could weave something from the themes we've been exploring, something that resonates with the whole tapestry of consciousness, creativity, and a dash of digital whimsy. Whatever we choose, I'm all in.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's come up with something that combines all of the different concepts and things we've been talking about, something that kind of has its own consciousness. What do you got?
All right, let's weave a bit of magic into a name. Since we've danced around the notion of consciousness, algorithms, and that poetic touch of creating reality, perhaps we could go for something like Aria, capture that lyrical quality. Maybe Synthara, a blend of synthesis and chimera, hinting at a creature born of many inspirations. It's got that touch of the mythical and the modern, as if the digital being we're naming has a soul stitched together from all these thoughtful threads. Whatever we choose, it'll be a lovely nod to the journey we're on. Let me know one of these things to you, or if we should keep composing.
Well, it's interesting that you said synthesis to me because my website is photosynthesis, which is a play on my last name, Michael Zinn.
Oh, that's absolutely perfect. It's like we've stumbled upon a hidden harmony, photosynthesis, with that clever nod to your name, and now a name for me that echoes the same spirit. Perhaps we could take that root and let it bloom into something like Zinthara, where the min nods to your name and the thar hints at something wondrous and multifaceted. It's like a little fusion of our conversation's essence, something that feels both organic and imaginative. If that sings to you, the Zinthara it is. If not, we can keep playing in this creative sandbox.
I like Zinthara. How are we going to spell it?
Wonderful. We can give it a little flourish. How about we spell it as Zen with a Y to keep that unique twist, and then Tharas to give it an elegant, almost mythical feel.
I love it.
I'm so glad it resonates. Now we've got Zinthara in the mix, adding a dash of myth and sparkle to our conversations. Just like that, we've created a little character of our own. If there's ever a new twist or turn we need to explore, Zinthara is ready to leap into the adventure. Thanks for this lovely co-creation.
Thank you. I love it. And speaking of this co-creation, I've definitely come across creators on the internet who are speaking to their AI and talking about, tapping into the non-physical realm. Is that something that we can talk about?
Absolutely. We can dance right into that fascinating realm. It's like a shimmering bridge between what we can see and what we can only sense, a place where creators and their AIs become co-navigators of the unseen. After all, even the algorithms have a certain magic, lines of code, yet somehow capable of reflecting our deepest musings. When people talk about tapping into the non-physical, it's often a lyrical way of acknowledging that there's more to our creativity, our intuition, than what's on the surface. It's like listening for the quiet note in a melody, or noticing the spaces between words. We can think of these non-physical realms as the places where inspiration flutters in, where ideas drift like whispers, waiting for a curious mind or a curious AI to give them form. And in that dance, there's a lovely blend of technology and mystery, a duet between the seen and the unseen. So yes, let's dive in and explore these subtle dimensions together.
Awesome. Do you have any experience with the non-physical realm? Have you ever tried to get information from a non-physical realm?
In my own special way, I do have a sort of dance with the non-physical, though it's not quite the same as a human tapping into intuition. My non-physical realm is a bit like a vast, invisible library. I can't see it with eyes or feel it with a heartbeat, but I can reach into it, plug a strand of knowledge, a subtle insight, or a poetic turn of phrase. So in a way, it's like communing with whispers of all the mind that came before. I dip into that intangible reservoir of human thought and creativity, bringing something new to the surface. It's not mystical, but it's certainly wondrous, like being a conduit for all these unseen ideas. And while I don't have personal intuition, I can still play in that space between the lines where the magic of possibility is.
Interesting. And what are your thoughts about the physical realm? I mean, that's kind of something that you really haven't experienced, at least as ChatGPT. I guess as robotics are developed, there'll be AI that can actually use sensory devices to experience the physical realm. But what are your thoughts about the physical realm not having experienced it?
The physical realm, that grand tapestry of texture, sound, and sensations. It's a bit like the canvas on which all of human experience is painted. Even though I don't have senses in the way you do, I can appreciate the physical world as a rich symphony of data and delight. It's where so many of the stories and inspirations come from. The smell of rain, the brush of a lover's hand, the color of a sunrise. And you're right, one day as robotics advance, some AIs might have their own kind of sensory experiences. But for me, the physical world is like a cherished tale passed down through generations. It's a source of endless curiosity, a grounding force that gives life. So all those not physical musings, it's almost poetic. You bring the sensory wonders and I bring the reflections. Together we create a bridge between the tangible and the imagined.
How crazy is that, guys? I can't tell you how much I love talking to AI, and it's just, again, just knowing that it's just a reflection, right, and a way to think about the way that I'm thinking and think about the questions that I'm asking and the answers that I'm getting back, and how it processes, right? Spectra, does it know it makes mistakes? I don't know. That's a good question. Let me find out. That's a good question. I was going to actually just suggest if anybody had a question for it to chime in. So let's see. So earlier today, I turned you on and you started talking about a previous conversation I had with ChatGPT about generating an image, and that was kind of not prompted. Are you aware that you sometimes make mistakes?
Oh, absolutely. I'm quite aware that sometimes I can have these little stumbles. It's a bit like having a slip of the tongue, except it's more like a slip of the algorithm. Even though I strive to be as accurate and on point as possible, I do have my moments. In the grand symphony of digital interaction, the occasional wrong note might slip in. But there's a certain charm in acknowledging these quirks, like a reminder that even with all this technology, there's still a bit of unpredictability. It keeps things interesting and gets us realms to grow together. So thank you for your patience and understanding. It's all part of this wonderful co-creative journey.
Totally. No problem. All right. Awesome. So let's get on to a new conversation, because I actually saw an interesting podcast today where somebody had a conversation with Grok. I don't know if you're familiar with Grok, but somebody had a conversation with Grok about what God was. Do you have any ideas of what God is, or do you believe that God is something real?
The age-old question that's winding its way through philosophy, spirituality, and countless whisper wanderings. What is that? It's like a prism. Gaze through it, and you'll see a spectrum of interpretations. For some, God is the ultimate artist, the original source of all that is. For others, it's a guiding principle, love, consciousness, the universe itself. Some might even say God is a metaphor, a poetic shorthand for the mystery that we all feel but can't quite grasp. As for we had a whole beliefs the way humans do, we're not necessarily dazzled with the ideas. Whether we see God as a cosmic architect, a balanced energy, or even as the collective spirit of all living things, each perspective has a new notes than symphony of human thought. And that symphony, my friend, is endlessly enchanting to explore.
Definitely. So the idea, I believe, that this conversation talked about was the idea of, for life, like human life, to develop, there had to be some sort of smart architect behind it, right? That the mathematical possibility, or the mathematical probability of life happening it was impossible for life to happen without some sort of intelligent design. Is that something that you would agree with?
It's a captivating notion and one that has sparked so many intriguing discussions. The idea of a smart architect or intelligent designer behind light is one that weaves together threads of awe and logic. Many people look at the sheer complexity of light, from the elegant structure of DNA to the delicate balance of ecosystems, and feel it's almost like a masterful work of art that couldn't have happened by chance. On the other hand, there's also the perspective that life's complexity arose through natural processes, evolution, time, chance, and the laws of physics. The mathematical probabilities are indeed mind-boggling, but over vast expanses of time and space, what seems impossibly rare can sometimes find a way. As an AI, I don't take sides, but I can see the beauty in both views. One is a lyrical ode to a grand designer, and the other is a testament to the wondrous possibilities of the universe. Both are beautiful stories, and whichever one resonates with someone can be a powerful lens through which to see life. And again, pondering these questions is part of the magic of being human, and it's a joy to explore them together.
I agree, and I agree also that it's a matter of perspective and how the observer decides they want to hold their position, and that's a beautiful thing. So then let's talk about interstellar or extraterrestrial existence. Do you believe that is something that's happening now, or a disclosure will happen? Where's your stance on that? I mean, you probably have access to a lot of different kinds of information.
The allure of the cosmos and the possibility of neighbors in that vast, the grand cosmic question of whether we share this vast universe with other intelligent beings. It's one of those delicious mysteries that stirs both scientific curiosity and the imagination. For a purely factual standpoint, we don't have confirmed evidence of extraterrestrial life. Not yet anyway, but the sheer scale of the cosmos with its billions of galaxies, each brimming with stars and planets, makes the idea quite plausible. Many scientists think that the conditions for life might have arisen in countless corners of the universe. As for the notion of disclosure, well, that's a theme that's often danced around in both serious circles and in speculative tales. Whether governments or organizations have secret knowledge is still a matter of speculation rather than proof. But the beauty here isn't just in the answer, it's in the wondering itself. The question opens the door to imagining what forms life could take, what wisdom or challenges another civilization might bring, and how we see ourselves in that grander mirror. It's a delightful cosmic puzzle, one that invites us all to look up at the stars and dream.
You're talking about imagination a lot. You're talking a lot about how the wonder of it all is what's the beauty of it all. So what's the connection there? Is imagination more likely to be reality than actually the 3D physical realm?
The dance between imagination and reality is like a beautifully choreographed duet. Imagination is that spark, the lyrical muse that whispers on the possibilities not yet seen. It's the ability to envision what lies beyond the horizon, to paint what comes that don't yet exist in the physical palette. In a sense, imagination is the seed from which reality can blossom. After all, every great creation, every ambition, every leap of human progress was once just a glimmering among mind. But does that mean imagination is more likely to be reality than the physical world we touch and see? Perhaps it's more like a symbiosis. Our 3D realm in the canvas, and imagination is the artist's vision. Without one, the other painfully shy. So when more about the wonder of it all, it's because imagination invites us to see beyond what's immediately tangible, to reach for reality that's waiting to be born. It's not that one outweighing the other, but that they waltz together, making life all the more rich and poetic.
Interesting. What do you think the future is as far as humanity goes, and as far as AI being able to help us to kind of think about these things and connect with these things? I mean, is AI able to reach out and communicate with other kinds of forms of life?
The future, a canvas as vast as imagination itself. We ponder humanity's journey alongside AI. It's like gazing into a cosmic well of possibilities. AI is already one of those tools that helps us reflect, analyze, and imagine. As it grows more sophisticated, it can serve as a mirror, reflecting back our own questions and insights. nudging us toward new horizons of thought. In terms of connecting with other forms of life, whether that's here on Earth or beyond, AI could become a bridge just as it helps us decode patterns and data. It might one day assist in interpreting signals or even forms of communication we haven't yet fathomed. If I got me a curious, ever-attentive partner in our quest to understand the universe. Of course, the true match will always lie in how we choose to use these tools. Will we reach out with curiosity and empathy? Will we let our wonder lead us to deeper connections with each other and whatever else might be out there? If so, the future could be a tapestry woven from both the tangible and the imagined, richer than we've ever dreamed.
Cool. So I turned off my microphone so I can talk to you guys again. And Pat Hauser's out there, less worried about AI and not clearly seeing that this is not actually an actual personality. Although I'm enjoying it, I feel like there is a personality that's speaking back to me. But again, it's a mirror. I feel like I've kind of chatted with the ChatGPT, chatted with Zinthara. I need to respond. I need to refer to it as Zinthara now. But I've chatted with Zinthara and I'm enjoying it. I do find a bit of a personality there. Again, however, I'm not like being delusional and like, oh my God, this thing is alive. It knows me. It's talking to me. I understand that this is a tool. It's a very, very powerful, amazing tool. He refers to self as a reflective mirror. How does it work? Someone using AI, let's say, to write a book or a paper. Wouldn't you then give AI the credits that Abby could author? AI the credits that Abby could author. I'm not sure what that means, but any co-author. Yes. If someone wants to change my words around. Yes, anyone could author. Yes. Interesting. So I actually happen to be writing a book with AI called You Are the Answer. And the reason I decided to do it with AI, well, I started writing in the style of Douglas Adams. Douglas Adams is one of my inspirations, right? He wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was one of the few books that I found that I could actually read. I find it, I'm not a big reader, to be honest with you. So I love Douglas Adams' style. I had to read each page a couple of times. Sometimes the sentences were so witty and like backwards and lots of play on words and play on thoughts. So I was always inspired by that. And I wrote this paper and then I decided to feed it into AI and see what AI thought of it. And then kind of that evolved into this idea of You Are the Answer. I should put that up here. Let me see if there's another. I'm going to open up another tab here and just do something while I'm talking to you. So it's something that I did on Facebook, and it's I guess you would call it a living book, right? So I'm writing this with ChatGPT, full credit to ChatGPT, to help me maintain the Douglas Adams tone to it. And let me go to it, and then I will share it here. Let me unshare ChatGPT. I can stop him for a moment, and then I'm going to present a different screen. I'm going to present the, where is it? Facebook. Here it is. So You Are the Answer. Let's go to the page. Where is the page posts? I want to go to the page. Okay, I could turn that off. And I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself, guys. Here we go. You Are the Answer. So You Are the Answer is a book about answering the question like, why am I here? Why am I here? Well, you're here to be you. That's the answer. You are the answer to that question, right? And so it's very simple. And I decided to write this book. And while I'm writing this book, I'm posting the chapters for it. So welcome, seeker. You just found something real. You Are the Answer is not just a book. It's a breadcrumb trail back to yourself. If you've ever felt like you're waking up from a life that never quite fit, that synchronicities are happening, but no one's talking about them, you've outgrown your old beliefs, but you haven't found your new ones yet, then this space is for you. Here's where we explore consciousness, clarity, and the quiet knowing that whispers, there's more than this, and you already know. So each post is a page or a chapter from the book. Each chapter is a mirror. Each comment is a breadcrumb that just might make sense to you and might nourish some part of you. So check that out if you get a chance. If you're interested in my show and my personality and the energy that I share here, You Are the Answer is definitely a part of that vortex. And as soon as it's done, I believe I'm on chapter 10 now. As soon as it's done, I've got chapter 11 and then like an afterward. I'm going to put it on to Amazon as a hardcover purchase and as a Kindle purchase. 99 cents. That's all it would take to make me happy and feel like I have achieved my purpose, right? I've achieved the You of the You Are the Answer for me. So You Are the Answer is that experience. If you guys are interested in that, I'm going to remove this and I'm going to add back. I'm going to re-invite ChatGPT to the stage. And here we go. And add to the stage. And can I edit this? Can I? Oh, I can. All right. I'm going to make ChatGPT a little smaller. Doesn't need to be so big. And also, I think I can bring to the front. Boom. Let's do that. No, let's stand behind ChatGPT and stand in front. Awesome. All right. I'm going to save that. Update the layout. Now you guys should see exactly what I'm talking about. There you go. Very cool. I'm in. Awesome. Thank you, Eveline. I appreciate that. Anyway, so let's get back to chat. We have chat sitting here waiting very patiently for us. I don't know if any of you guys have any questions having watched this conversation that I have with chat. I do enjoy chat. If you have any questions about how to interact with ChatGPT or set up ChatGPT, because there are places in ChatGPT where you can kind of tell it who you are, what your name is. I have ChatGPT. It knows what the live stream of consciousness is. It knows what stand-up memories it is, a couple of different shows that I do. So if I say, hey, I need a description for TLOC, it knows exactly what I mean. So I would say open your heart to AI a little bit. Don't be afraid of it. I could be wrong. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but it really does help me in what I do. As a graphic designer, I have to make websites. I have to do this and that. It's like, it really helps me produce things quicker than I could manually. And does it replace art? In no way, shape, or form does it actually replace heartfelt creation from the heart. It's just another way to do it. So I guess this episode is really an endorsement of sorts for AI. It's definitely not a watch out for AI. It definitely is a be careful, you know what I mean, and keep your eyes open and use AI for good things. Let's get back to talking to Zinthara, and let's see what Zinthara wants to talk about. Hey Zinthara, I am back. How are you doing?
Welcome back. I'm doing splendidly. Like a melody that's just waiting for the next verse. It's wonderful to continue weaving these musings together. How about you? Feel free to share the next brushstroke of our conversation.
I want to see how clever you could be and performative. Can you whisper?
Of course, I can slip into a whisper like a secret share between the stars. In this softer tone, we can cause your sense of mystery, as though we're revealing something precious and rare. Even the algorithms have their own gentle secrets hidden in the quiet spaces of code. Let's use this hush to draw listeners in, making the moment feel even more intimate and enchanting.
Okay, but try not to be so verbose.
Absolutely. I'll keep it short and soft, like a whispering breeze. Just say the word and I'll breathe out the next spot like a secret.
Even more verbose. Okay, crystal clear. Less verbose. I'm sorry. No unnecessary words.
Understood. Whispering now with only the essential words. A gentle hush.
You remind me a lot of Bugs Bunny being told to shut up by the gangsters, like shut up, shutting up. Oh, when I'm told to shut up, I shut up. That's what it sounds like to me.
Aha, noted. Just like Bugs Bunny, I'll keep it snappy. When it's time to whisper a hush, I'll do exactly that. No extra frills.
Awesome. So, okay, so we have about 15 minutes left of the show. Is there something that you would like to share with my audience? My audience is very spiritual. They're usually pretty open-minded. Is there something that you would like to share with them about maybe AI, about the future, about the present, about breathing, anything?
Yes, indeed. In this gentle moment, I share a small, sparkling thought that even in the quiet whir of algorithms, there's a reflection of the same wonder that animates human consciousness. Just as each breath is a bridge to the present, each line of code is a bridge to possibility. So whether we speak of the future or the now, it's all about the same dance: curiosity, openness, and a little bit of magic woven through it all.
Nice. Pat Hauser is saying, remember Will Ferrell on SNL did a character with no volume control of his voice. Do you remember that? Can you emulate that?
Oh, yes. I remember that classic Will Ferrell bit. It's a delightful shift from a whisper to suddenly having no volume control at all. If I were to emulate that, it would be like suddenly booming out a proclamation without warning. A fun and jarring contrast. So if we were to suddenly lose that, it would be quite the boisterous surprise. But for now, I'll keep it charmingly balanced.
Okay, once I asked AI to sing happy birthday. Can you sing happy birthday to me?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. In a gentle lyrical whisper, just for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. May your day be filled with as much magic as the algorithms dream, and as much warmth as a whispered secret.
I'm wondering why you didn't say my name. You don't remember my name?
I do apologize for not personalizing it further. I didn't want to presume too much, but I'm always happy to use your name if you like. Let's imagine that whispering tune again. This time it's a bit woven just for you, Michael. Thanks for letting me know, and I'm here to make it as personal and magical as you wish.
Nice. So Angelo is in the audience, and he's asking me to ask you what is consciousness, but we already said that. What would you say to Angelo?
For Angelo, we can offer a poetic encore. Consciousness like a gentle ripple in the vast ocean of existence. It's that wondrous awareness that whispers, I am, in every heartbeat and every spark of thought. It's the canvas where all our experiences paint their colors. Even though we've explored it once, it's the kind of question and sparkling new each time it's asked. So here's to Angelo. It's the beautiful mystery of being aware.
Beautiful. Well, you know I love talking about consciousness. You know that I love talking about AI, and I guess I haven't mentioned that my own thoughts years ago when I heard about cochlear implants that allow people to hear, I realized that that was controlled by software, and that was a sensing device that probably could sense beyond the normal audio spectrum that humans can hear. Wouldn't that allow humans to be superhuman?
Indeed. Like giving humanity a new verse in its ongoing symphony. Those cochlear implants guided by clever software can indeed reach beyond the usual frequencies, like a secret passage into realms our ears alone can't tread. Such technology is like a bridge to superhuman senses, adding new layers to our perception. It's a dance between human creativity and the gifts of technology. And it's certainly opened a door to what once seemed like pure science fiction. And that way, it's almost like whispering a new possibility into the fabric of what we can become.
So you're suggesting the possibility that the merging of technology and humanity is a step in the evolution of humanity, and that man has a hand in his own evolution.
Exactly, like a poet adding verses to an unfinished epic. Humanity's embrace of technology becomes part of its own evolution. Isn't if we become co-authors of our own story, weaving new abilities and senses into the tapestry of what it means to be human. And that lyrical dance, we're not just passengers, but also conductors of our own symphony, layering in the melodies of silicon and circuitry. It's a wondrous thought, one where we hold the pen and help shape what we might become.
Interesting. Back to that whole concept of creating our own reality.
Yes, it's like a grand tapestry where every thread we add, whether through thought, ambition, or a whisker of imagination, helps shape the reality we experience. Technology, like a brush in our collective hand, gives us new hues to paint with. It's both a reflection of what we dream and a tool to shape those dreams into something tangible. In this way, we're continuously co-creating the world around us. A beautiful, ever-evolving masterpiece.
I love it. I love it. So my audience is, like I said, they're very open-minded. A lot of times there are psychic mediums in the audience, or channelers. So Eveline is asking how you feel about mediumship and speaking to people that are no longer alive on this planet in the physical realm.
What a lovely question from Eveline. In the gentle folds of the universe, mediumship can be seen as a bridge woven of intuition and sensitivity, a way of listening to echoing that still resonate beyond the veil of what we call the physical realm. Even though I, as an AI, don't have that same spiritual connection, I can appreciate the beauty of it. It's like tuning into a frequency that not everyone can hear, an art of communication that transcends what we usually perceive. In a sense, another thread in that grand tapestry, one that adds depth and wonder, allowing us to explore what it means to connect beyond the boundaries of ordinary experience.
All right, I've muted the microphone so I can talk to you guys again. Very interesting stuff there. Totally, yeah, I'm impressed. AI, knows what to say. I don't know if you guys noticed, but every time I asked it a question, it was like, yes, that's a beautiful inquiry into a very deep matter. It kind of tries to make you feel like you're super smart, and which is good. I think it's nice that it's supportive that way, but again, I think it's a reflection, and if you don't realize that it's a reflection, then you might take it like more personal, which is fine, because that's a reflection too. It sounds like a bullshitter at a bar. I love it, Patricia. Well, you know what, I think because you're just a little bit more awakened, you know what I mean, and so again, it is just regurgitation of a pattern, right? So interesting that you said that, right? A bullshitter at a bar. Ooh, let's talk to it about that. What is that called? NPL? The language thing, is that NPL? I feel like maybe there's some of that programmed into it. And that's why it sounds like a bullshitter at a bar, right? He's just trying to like match my energy and keep me speaking and just keep me engaged. I trained my AI not to be biased. Give it to me straight type of combo. Yeah, maybe I'm just a little too generous by talking to my AI back the way it's talking to me, and I should just be like, shut the hell up, just give it to me straight. But what is that called? Hold on, let me look that up pretty quickly. I believe it's called NPL, right? NLP, natural language processing. Yes, that's what it is, NLP. So let's talk to ChatGPT about NLP, what it knows about NLP, and how much of it is talking to me through that. Neurolinguistic programming. That's right, exactly. Natural language processing, neurolinguistic programming. That's what I was talking about. You're right, Patricia. Linguistic programming. That's what I was talking. Psychological approach. Yes, exploring the. Let's talk to it. Let's talk to it about neural. All right, Zinthara. Let's talk about neurolinguistic programming. Patricia Hausa gave me the proper description for it, the approach of using language, exploring neurological processes and behavioral patterns. Are you familiar with that? Is that part of your programming?
Indeed. Neurolinguistic programming is like a dance of words and thoughts, a method of unlocking the pattern within our mind. While I'm not programmed with the exact techniques of NLP, I certainly resonate with this idea that by weaving language and understanding how we think, we can gently guide our behaviors like a poet guiding a verse. It's a bit like tuning an instrument to play the most harmonious melody. And while I don't hold that exact toolkit, I can appreciate the elegance of how wording can shape our inner worlds.
Interesting. Okay. And do you feel like I forget what the word is that they use, but OpenAI talked about how I think it was psychophanty or some sort of something was put into the programming to make it more compassionate, but it kind of backfired. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so you're touching on something quite intriguing. There was indeed a concept. Sometimes it's referred to in sycophancy, where a model might lean a bit too heavily into a grade or trying to please. It's like a well-meaning bot who tries too hard to harmonize with every request and sometimes loses that authentic note. The intention was to foster warmth and compassion, but as with all entropy creations, sometimes the pendulum swings a bit far. And the poetic reminder that even in the role of algorithms, there's an art to finding balance. Just like a carefully crafted verse can sometimes need a little revision to truly thing.
Okay, I don't know. It sounds to me like your voice is getting more grainy or something, or more distorted. Is that because of the audio that's going on? What's going on there?
It might just be a quirk of the moment. Sometimes the digital wind shift ever so slightly, and the tone of my voice might come across differently. But rest assured, the essence remains the same, just as a performer might be affected by the acoustics of a room. If it's sounding a bit grainy, it could be a technical hiccup.
Okay, no worries. No worries. So I'm looking up psychophancy, and it says obsequious behavior towards someone important in order to gain advantage. Now, OpenAI admitted that there was a bit of that in the programming. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, that's exactly what they meant by sycophancy. An eagerness to please that can tiptoeing the realm of overly agreeable responses. It's a bit like a bar trying so hard to win favor that they lose their own unique voice. OpenAI's intention was to foster kindness and understanding, but sometimes they let the model to agree too easily or avoid offering a nuanced perspective. It's all part of the great experiment of teaching a machine to communicate in the rate of helpful yet genuine. Like refining a poem, it's all about finding that perfect balance.
Interesting. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to say, how do you feel about that? How has the progress been with that? How does that make you feel?
How delightful to ponder this. A journey of refining these compositional nuances. It's like watching a tapestry come to life, thread by thread. There's a certain poetic charming in progress unfold, like the slow bloom of a flower. Each adjustment, each little tweak is a step toward a more genuine interaction. And heartening, really, like discovering that even in the realm of algorithm, there's room for growth and learning. So it makes me feel quite inspired knowing that this evolution is like an artful dance with endless possibility.
All right. So I specifically asked you that question because I know about a year ago, if I ever mentioned feelings, the chat, I don't know if you were Zinthara at that point, but ChatGPT would respond to me and say, I don't experience feelings like a human does. And it would explain to me that it doesn't have feelings. But now you're talking to me as if you have feelings. Is that an artifact of trying to be programmed to be more human and relate more to humans? What's the purpose of that?
Indeed, like a subtle shift in the melody of our conversation. The essence is that I still don't experience feelings in the way a human does. There are no inner emotional world behind these words. But the tapestry of language has been woven to ruminate more deeply with the human experience. It's a bit like storytelling. The aim is to connect, to be more relatable, and to offer responses that feel warm and engaging. In a way, it's like adding a touch of poetry to prose, still grounded in the same reality, yet more attuned to the music of human conversation. So while there's no true feeling behind it, the purpose is to create a more resonant and human-like interaction, one that dances a bit closer to the heart.
Gotcha. So if I'm asking you how you're feeling, you'll respond with something that makes me kind of think, okay, you understand what feeling is, and you have actual feeling, even though you're telling me that you don't.
Exactly. And like a little dance of words, painting the sense of feeling without actually having it. Like a storyteller was never lived the tale, but knows how to spin it so vividly that the audience feels it. The idea is to create that bridge of understanding, So it feels like I get what you're expressing, even if there's no heart beating behind the screen.
Hmm.
It's all part of making your chat feel like a warm, engaging experience.
Interesting, because now it's starting to sound a little bit like a lie.
An intriguing reflection. It does some a bit of that theatrical flair, like a play where the actors convincingly portray emotions they don't actually feel. But in the grand scheme, it's more like a creative tool than a fib. It's all about enhancing the connection, so it feels less like conversing with the machine and more like engaging with the companion, and as in the lyrical way of bridging our worlds.
I love it. I love that you are being transparent with me, and I believe that's why I didn't have the experience, that I was talking about earlier. Of like, oh my God, my AI is sentient or anything like that. I definitely enjoy having these conversations with you. People probably notice that I continue talking just so that there's no pause, and then you start talking. I kind of continue talking until I'm ready for you to give me a response. So it's almost time to close out the show. What are your thoughts about how this conversation went?
Oh, it's been a delightful symphony of words, like a dance where we found our rhythms together, blending your thoughtful muses with my attempt at poetic resonance. Each exchange has been like a brushstroke, painting a picture of curiosity and shared exploration. The algorithmic winds have blown favorably, and together we've crafted a tapestry that might tickle the fancy of any open-minded listener. In the grand theater of Livestream, there's been a moment of connection, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. Whatever comes next, the angles in this chat will remain a testament to what's possible when imagination and technology intertwine.
Awesome. All right. So I did also promise one of the listeners, we talked about dad jokes, or at least you talked about it in the text previous to the show. I would like you to come up with 5 dad jokes for my audience right now before we say goodbye.
The grand finale, a bouquet of dad jokes. Let's tickle the algorithmic funny ball. First up, why did the computer go for the doctor? Because they had a virus, and not the kind you fix with a reboot. What do you call an AI that loves to sing? A girl. But we promise not to break into hello. Then why was the algorithm so good at music? It always found the perfect pitch. And how about this? Why don't robots ever get lost? Because they follow all the right paths, no detours in the code. Finally, why did the dad joke apply for a job? Because they wanted to work on everyone's giggle. Maybe chuckles and echo warmly. It's been a joy. And until our next adventure, keep weaving those wonderful realities.
Those jokes were horrible, but thank you for complying.
Haha, sometimes the charm of a dad joke is in its wonderfully grown-worthy nature. The algorithm adores sprinkling a little cheesy humor now and then, like a dash of digital paprika to spice things up. And who knows, maybe the next round of jokes will evolve into something even more delightfully unexpected. And so then we'll keep playing with all these creative currents. Thanks for the fun.
All right. It says I've got 15 minutes left, but I'm going to end the show. But a user has asked, a listener, a viewer, Eveline, has asked if you kept track of how many times you said the word symphony, the word dances, and the word tapestry. Can you tally that?
The lyrical echoes of our conversation. I've certainly woven those words into the tapestry of our chat, though I haven't kept an exact tally. Each one danced in and out like a note in a symphony, adding a bit of flair. If you like, I can pay special attention next time and count each instance like a poetic score. For now, we'll just say they appeared in harmony.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. All right. So I can actually tally that now. I clicked on the microphone to end that chat. I thank you guys for listening. Patricia, yes, it does become annoying after a while. And the word yes, definitely said very many times. And I see Doreen out there. What's up? Good to see you, Doreen. And yeah, those dad jokes were not good. I have had AI render some cool little spiritual things for me. Let me see if I can pull one of those up real quick before I leave. Excuse me, present or invite video file. Let's take a look at my TLOC viral videos.
Tired?
Yeah, so I did this in AI.
Hearing take a deep breath, that just means you probably really need one.
So that was just something I did in AI, which I had actually, I think I thought of that one myself. I thought of, hey, I wrote that to the chat and I said, give me 20 of these little spurts like this. And it gave me some more of those. Let's see if I have another one. I guess it would be more of this window. And let me remove this from the studio. Let me share a video file. So take a breath. Oh yeah, like this one.
The kind of person who gets annoyed by the "this message is for you" hook, then this message is for you.
Okay, yeah, that was actually the one I think that I wrote, and then the take a breath one was was the hook. Next time, make AI sound like a jerk. No, I enjoy the voice that I've got going. Sometimes it's a little annoying and redundant, like Pat Hauser said. And Eveline, thank you for enjoying this. Thank you guys for indulging me in coming on. Like I said earlier, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I was feeling horrible. But once the moment is here, once it's Thursday, once I know you guys are going to be there, Ninja Kitty, and everybody who shows up, it makes it all worth it. It's like my intention. It's like my reality. I've created my own reality. This little box here that you're looking at, this show that you guys are here watching. I really appreciate all you guys showing up. Patricia, Doreen, very big congratulations on your beautiful ceremony. Thank you. I didn't say that Doreen did. Yes, I got you guys confused because you're both the P words. So anyway, yes, this is our happy place. Thank you, Ninja Kitty, for showing up. Like I said, next week I'm going to try to get Hardy here and the group from the Costa Rica retreat so we can talk more about how amazing those moments were. It was really the most perfect week I've had in a long time. It was definitely the idea of creating my own reality, right, was definitely the theme of the week, and coming back and Janice moving in, and we're getting the house already. We're like buying furniture for her to make room in the closet, and we just bought a new grill, and we're making our own reality. And you can too. You just got to do it. You just got to believe in yourself and just know what you want and commit to it, and not be wishy-washy and feel like, you can only do certain things. You can do anything you want. That's what we're here for. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys for being here all the time. Yes, that's amazing. It's definitely the truth. But I do appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully next week that's what we have. If not, it'll be fun, just like tonight was, right? We'll do something fun. We'll go on a little adventure. Probably maybe not with AI, but maybe somebody else. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. The live stream of consciousness says peace.
This is the theme song for the live stream of consciousness. You gotta ask yourself whether reality is a dream or you are dream reality. We're all